Have you ever noticed that moment when someone's energy completely shifts, not in an obvious, dramatic way, but in that subtle, final way that feels like a door quietly closing forever? When a Sigma male goes silent, it's exactly like that. Psychologists highlight an intriguing observation. While most people use silence as a weapon or a strategy, for Sigma males, it's more like a final verdict. By the time you notice their silence, they've already gone through an entire process you never saw coming. Think about water freezing. The temperature drops degree by degree with no visible change. Then suddenly, in what seems like an instant, everything solidifies. That's how a Sigma male's silence works. By the time you notice it, the change has already happened. This isn't about the silent treatment or emotional manipulation. It's about something deeper, a fundamental shift that happens when a Sigma male has reached a point of no return. Jordan Peterson, renowned psychologist and author, explains that some forms of silence aren't about communication at all. They're about final decisions already made. Let's explore 7 things that happen when a Sigma male goes silent, and why, by the time you notice this silence, it's already too late to change what's coming. 1. Mental bridges have been burned. In psychology, there's a fascinating point called the threshold of irreversibility, that moment when the mind shifts from considering options to executing decisions. For Sigma males, this threshold comes with a unique finality that few others understand. Think about how bridges burn in your mind. It's not loud or dramatic. There's no external flame, no visible smoke. Instead, it's that quiet moment when you look at a situation or relationship and realize something fundamental has shifted inside you. The mental pathway that once connected you to someone or something simply disappears. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Sigma males take this further. They don't seek revenge at all. Instead, they mentally step away so completely that the very possibility of future connection vanishes. This isn't about anger or emotional reactions. The mental bridges burn with the cold precision of a business decision. Connections that once seemed essential become optional, then unnecessary, then non-existent. By the time others notice something's different, these pathways have already been erased. Most telling is what happens afterward. While others might try to rebuild connections or re-establish old patterns, the Sigma male knows something they don't. Some bridges, once burned in the mind, can never be rebuilt, not because of spite or grudges, but because the very foundation that held them has ceased to exist. When a mind as deliberate as a Sigma's closes a door, it doesn't just lock it, it removes the door entirely. 2. The respect is gone. There's a tipping point in how we view others, a moment when respect, once lost, transforms into something that can never be regained. For Sigma males, this shift isn't just about disappointment, it's about seeing someone's true nature with complete clarity. Bruce Lee said it best, "Knowledge will give you power, but character will give you respect." Once a Sigma male sees through someone's character, no amount of talent, success, or charm can rebuild that lost respect. This loss of respect isn't about anger or judgment. It's more like finally seeing through an illusion. The mentor whose wisdom turns out to be borrowed quotes, the friend whose loyalty was just convenience, the partner whose strength was all facade. Once the curtain drops, it can't be raised again. What makes this truly final is how Sigma males process this realization. They don't announce it, try to expose others, or prove their points. The respect simply evaporates, leaving behind a void that no explanations or promises can fill. This change is clearly reflected in their actions. The energy changes. The investment stops. The benefit of doubt, once given freely, disappears completely, not with drama or declaration, but with a quiet finality that others often mistake for simple distance. For a Sigma, respect isn't just about admiring someone's achievements, it's about trusting their essence. And once that trust in someone's core nature dissolves, no surface-level changes can ever restore it. 3. His peace matters more than explanations. People often mistake silence for an invitation to explain, defend, or negotiate. But for a Sigma male who's reached this point, preserving his peace becomes more important than any conversation could ever be. Seneca, the ancient Stoic philosopher, understood this when he wrote, "The greatest power we have is the power to walk away from things that threaten our peace of mind." For Sigma males, this isn't just philosophy, it's a practical decision that comes after countless attempts at understanding or resolution. When others realize a Sigma has gone silent, they often send long messages seeking closure, demand explanations, or try to force conversations. What they don't understand is that his silence isn't an opening for discussion, it's a decision to protect his mental space. This choice comes from a deep understanding that peace isn't just the absence of conflict, it's the presence of clarity. When a Sigma male chooses peace over explanation, he's not being cold or dismissive. He's recognizing that some situations can only be resolved by walking away from the need to resolve them. 4. Emotional detachment becomes permanent. One of the most misunderstood traits of Sigma males is their ability to detach emotionally. This isn't about repressing emotions or denying their existence. It's about understanding when an emotional investment no longer serves them. Psychologists call this adaptive detachment, a process where someone chooses to let go of emotional ties for their own well-being. For Sigma males, this happens quietly, without fanfare, but with absolute resolve. Imagine trying to hold on to water as it slips through your fingers. That's what it feels like when a Sigma male emotionally detaches. It's not dramatic or loud. It's the quiet realization that staying emotionally tied to a situation or person only drains their energy. They don't do this out of spite or anger, but as an act of self-preservation. This emotional detachment often confuses others, who may misinterpret it as indifference or coldness. In reality, it's a deliberate choice to prioritize their mental and emotional health over external expectations. Once this detachment sets in, it's almost impossible to reverse. For the Sigma male, the emotional bond that once existed has already been severed. Attempts to rekindle it often feel futile because the decision wasn't made lightly. It was the result of deep reflection and a final realization that moving forward requires leaving the past behind. 5. He becomes immune to manipulation. Silence often frustrates people who thrive on control or manipulation. For Sigma males, their silence serves as an unshakable shield against these tactics. By going silent, they remove the emotional hooks that manipulators use to provoke reactions or regain control. This makes them nearly impossible to manipulate. Manipulators often rely on emotional triggers, guilt, anger, or even flattery to sway others. But when a Sigma male goes silent, these triggers lose their power. The Sigma's lack of response creates a void that manipulators find deeply unsettling. Instead of engaging, the Sigma male observes from a distance, recognizing the patterns without becoming entangled in them. This ability to remain unaffected is rooted in their strong sense of self-worth and independence. By refusing to engage, Sigma males send a powerful message. They can't be controlled, coerced, or guilted into actions that don't align with their values. Their silence becomes their greatest weapon, not as a tool for conflict, but as a declaration of self-sovereignty. When a Sigma male reaches this level of detachment, any attempt to manipulate him only solidifies his resolve to remain disengaged. 6. He focuses on his inner world. When a Sigma male goes silent, he redirects his energy inward. This is a period of introspection, growth, and realignment. Rather than wasting time on situations that no longer serve him, he invests in his own development. This inward focus isn't about escapism. It's about reclaiming the time and energy he once spent on external conflicts or unproductive relationships. During this time, Sigma males often experience significant personal growth. They might take up new hobbies, pursue long-term goals, or dive deeper into their passions. This inward focus isn't about avoiding others. It's about prioritizing what truly matters. While others might see his silence as withdrawal, it's actually a time of renewal and transformation. This shift often leaves others feeling left behind, especially if they expected the Sigma male to remain stuck in the same patterns. What they fail to realize is that his silence is a sign of progress, not stagnation. By focusing on his inner world, the Sigma male ensures that his actions and decisions align with his values and aspirations, creating a stronger foundation for his future. 7. He's already moved on. Perhaps the most definitive sign of a Sigma male's silence is that he's already moved on. By the time his silence becomes noticeable, he's emotionally, mentally, and often physically detached from the situation. This isn't about running away or avoiding confrontation. It's about recognizing when something has reached its natural conclusion and choosing to move forward. When a Sigma male moves on, he does so with quiet confidence. There are no dramatic exits or lingering doubts, just a calm acceptance that the chapter has ended. This ability to move on stems from their deep understanding of impermanence. They know that clinging to the past only hinders growth, and that letting go is essential for progress. For those left behind, this can be a harsh realization. They may struggle to understand how someone can detach so completely and move on without looking back. But for the Sigma male, it's not about forgetting or ignoring the past, it's about honoring it by not allowing it to define his future. By the time his silence is noticed, the Sigma male is already focused on what lies ahead, leaving the past where it belongs. In conclusion, When a Sigma male goes silent, it's not just a pause, it's a resolution. His silence speaks volumes, signaling that he's reached a point of clarity and finality. By the time others notice, the decisions have already been made, and the path forward has been chosen. Understanding this silence isn't about trying to change it, it's about respecting the journey that led to it. That's all in this video, soldiers. If you liked the video, consider subscribing to the channel. See you in the next video.